Hello investors, thank you for joining me. My name is Michael from Deep Value Returns on Seeking Alpha. Today I want to talk about Freshworks. So Freshworks is a very interesting SaaS productivity platform. It's growing at quite a reasonable rate and it's based in India, so it has a very attractive cost structure. Ultimately, I don't think it's too expensively priced at 22 times forward sales. So just gonna dig right in. So Freshworks is guiding to grow in Q4 at approximately 38% year over year. So let's just for round numbers say somewhere around 40% that they're ultimately growing at, okay? So it's quite fair, and if you think about it, it's not really that expensive a stock, right? So one of the things is that I wanted to highlight is what Freshworks actually does. So if you think about it, it's kind of like Salesforce meets ServiceNow meet Atlassian. So it's kind of like the ability to break down silos and be able to be frontline for users and allowing that customer experience that we're very familiar with in the consumer world and transporting that into the business world. They talk about in their S1 file a lot about how Apple kind of takes that technology that is already well known and well used in industry, but relentlessly focuses on the customer and drives that innovation through the experience. So that's really what they're trying to do here with Freshworks. And you can see here, put here, that Gartner recognizes them as a visionary in the visionary quadrant. So if you see who they're up against, you got the likes of Salesforce up in there, and you got Oracle, ServiceNow, Microsoft. So they're clearly batting quite strongly for their market cap. One of the things I want to highlight is this idea that as we increase our productivity and we move more and more online, this fragmented ability to communicate in different aspects within IT, you have to be able to layer so many different types of platforms on top of that. So the way that Freshworks attempts to do that is trying to break down the silos so that you can easily navigate in a way that is quite intuitive. And the big thing here is that they're based over in India, so they're able to make this very much affordable. So they have this trial period that I think it's 27 days, that you kind of able to get used to using their platform, and if you like it, a lot of people do tend to stick around. So they have these kind of free products overlaps, which is essentially customer experience, and then IT and service management, which is kind of like what ServiceNow does, and then it has the sales part of it as well. So this is the newest aspect of innovation, newest product that they're really driving forward. One of the things I want to highlight is that customers spending more than 50K per year on the platform is growing. Okay, so for the figures here that I had for up until December, the customer spending more than 50K was up approximately 65% year over year. Okay, and then into Q2 it was up 79% year over year, and for Q3 it was relatively flat at up 79% year over year. So large customers spending more than 50K on the platform continues to increase at a rapid rate, and I've often made the assertion that you need the large customers to really drive forward the IRR for the whole business. And if you're able to get into and used by large enterprises, that's really where a lot of those revenues and those nice profit margins will come out of later on. So as it stands right now, so this figure that I took from 2020, it's kind of very roughly split between small businesses and enterprises, but they're really trying to drive forward the large enterprise. That's really where the money's are obviously at. One of the things that I'm quite attracted to this business, as I discussed a few times already, is that it has a high margin. So if you think about it, for Q3 21, it was 83% gross margin profile. But unlike other businesses, where the bulk of the cost is in the development side of the business, you can see here that cash used in operations was practically break even in Q3 21. So they're able to continue to grow at close to 40%, and they're not burning a lot of cash, so they can continue doing that for quite a while. I think that's quite interesting, and that's one of the appeals for me as a potential shareholder is the business able to grow? If you see some of those other businesses like Cloudflare, CrowdStrike, they're very much in appeal by investors because they have such high potential to drive forward profitability. So in the case of Cloudflare, they just announced results about a few days ago, and you saw that they broke even, actually very slightly, 1% operating margins positive. So and CrowdStrike is a company that's notorious for making a lot of cash flows. So right now investors are really paying a large premium for those kind of enterprises that are sticky, the customer base is growing, and they're able to actually turn a profit. And I believe that in time investors will come around and recognize this too. So one of the things that I look for, and I recommend that you do also, whenever you seek a company, try and see if it's founder led. So I put 2 arrows here. You obviously have Tiger and Scotia there as venture capitalists, and you also got management holding approximately 33% of the stock. So altogether, it's founder-led business with a lot of skin in the game, growing at approximately 40%. So all that is quite attractive. Now, finally, the company, let's say that it grows into next year at 35%. So it dips down ever so slightly, the growth rates, okay? So that comes at approximately 493 million of revenues next year. That puts a stock at approximately 22 times forward sales. And I don't think that's particularly expensive when you think that the company is already right now close to break even on operating margins, and they have this target of being in the near term 5% free cash flow positive. So they can continue trying and growing their market share, and you're not paying a lot to get involved in the company here. So this is something that I think is quite attractive. So just for reference point, these are different productivity platforms. You've got Asana, and that's priced at 52 times forward sales, and Atlassian that is priced at 35 times forward sales. So though Atlassian obviously prints a lot of free cash flow, but Asana, is really meaningfully unprofitable. So you just give you a reference point that if you're paying 22 times forward sales, I mean for Freshworks, it's not that expensive, all considered. So yeah, this is something that I'm particularly interested to put on my watch list. And if you want to find out what kind of stocks I'm interested in and willing to buy right now, don't forget to check out my marketplace. It's called Deep Value Returns. You can check out what other people have said, see the 5-star reviews, and I help you become a better investor. So yeah, I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.